I am a twin. While I would never trade being a twin for anything else, there are pressures, duties, and struggles that others don't consider or understand. As a twin, I'm unique because not everyone can call themselves a twin, but at the same time, I'm not because there's someone who looks, acts, and sounds like me. When people lumped Vivian and I together as the twins, I felt that my identity was being reinforced, but also diminished because I had lost some of my individuality. To some, the notion that I had different glasses from Vivian was incredulous. How could twins be so different? These reactions often pressured me into believing that Vivian and I must be the same. Despite only being 20 seconds older, I had adopted an older sister mentality, making me protective of Vivian, sometimes overly so. I'm also motivated to be successful, but often I felt that my success came at Vivian's expense. The pressure to be the same was an all-consuming demon. At times, it twisted my ambitiousness into something to be ashamed of because my individual success disrupted the sameness that I was supposed to uphold. Moreover, because Vivian and I were supposed to be the same, I knew Vivian would feel inadequate if I were more successful, which angered the older sister in me. Coupled with my desire to explore my suppressed individuality, a vicious brawl of emotions ensued, resulting in guilt. However, I kept my guilt hidden because I didn't want Vivian to ever be burdened with it, a nod to the older sister in me. I remember bracing myself for when test results were released. I wasn't worried about myself, I was worried about Vivian. I was scared my score would be higher. I didn't want her to feel inadequate. At the same time, I wanted to celebrate a higher score. I felt disgusting. I remember during sophomore year, I was accepted into my dream camp while Vivian was not. It should have been a time of celebration. However, the pressure to be the same and my desire to be a compassionate sister pulled me one way, while my desire to explore and succeed pulled me in another. Eventually, Vivian was the one who encouraged me to go, and that became the first step in finally confronting the demon of sameness which had controlled us for so long. At camp, I began to explore my own individuality, having been surrounded by people who knew me for being Bridget, and not just as a twin. As the pressure of being the same slowly subsided, Vivian and I realized, during our separation, that we were different. We didn't have to be the same, and our self-worths were not connected. With that awareness, my brawl of emotions finally stopped because the main instigator was finally removed. However, the realization that Vivian was also on a journey of self-acceptance was still bittersweet. While it was a confirmation of the pain I had inadvertently caused, it was also a source of comfort. While my guilt will always remain, it now serves as a reminder of the complexity of being a twin and my journey towards discovering my individuality. I learned that the facets of my life are not mutually exclusive. I can be a good sister and still be successful. I can be similar to Vivian and still be different. I can be a twin and still be me.